Fight! It's time.
Time for the truth to come out. Before anything else, I was always more of a Street Fighter bro. Bro? You mad, bro?
Hadouken!
Mortal Kombat was always more of a forbidden fruit to me. I wasn't allowed to play it as a kid, and I never really had any interest to afterwards. What I did love, in an MK sense, was the movies, the cheese, the mud fights, and the breathtaking, albeit from laughing, effects. This 2021 rendition still managed to be wonderfully ridiculous and over the top, but it, and I as well, still tried to take it seriously. This leading to many judgments and critiques past an overall synopsis of it being a hilariously cringeworthy attempt at a live-action Mortal Kombat or video game movie altogether. When I removed this entitled judgment and just enjoyed a campy yet hilariously modern take on the content, it was completely different and a fun experience. And I implore you to do too. We take everything too seriously these days, and this is fucking Mortal Kombat. And this is an R-rated spoiler review.
You've been warned.
The fights, the huge selling point, the fights were just so visually outstanding, stunning, and oh, they're funny too.
No Harry Potter shit, alright?
Whereas the attempts to bring Mortal Kombat to the big screen before were PG-13, this world was in dire need of a bloody R-rated Mortal Kombat movie. Thank you, Warner Bros., Simon McQuaid, and $50 million for providing us with such. Oh yeah, and HBO Max, yeah. Thank you as well for giving us all the characters in a new and updated, yet still cliched way. The most you will and are most likely familiar with and looking out for are Sub-Zero, a Scorpion,
Hiroyuki Sanada.
whom is probably the most important character in the movie, yet is only around for the first 7 minutes, and then the very end. Ignoring that, the Scorpion v Sub-Zero fights were where it was at. The fights in this movie have been so hyped up via various media as being groundbreaking and extravagant like no other. So expectations were up there, and not one was a letdown. Every one of them were so captivating, original, and fun. You knew you were in for a chill whenever Sub-Zero
Joe Taslim.
hit the scene. His icy character, effects, and how his powers were brought to life was so captivating, and I'm sure I'll use this term to pieces, but stunning. He is the big bad of this story, and I'm cheering him and his rubber suit on. Opposed to the intended antagonist, due to ignoring the forgettable and oh so non-intimidating Shao Tsung.
Chin Han.
Instead of Scorpion as the protagonist, we get a descendant of his, an MMA fighter named Cole,
Louis Tan.
whom is a new character addition to the franchise for some reason. I'm not sure why. He wasn't that interesting. Keeping to that subject, there's also Sonya,
Jessica McNimmy.
the one that isn't chosen. That's it. That's her character. Jax
Mahid Brooks.
is actually jacked, and Liu Kang
Ludi Lin.
is actually pretty annoying. Goro is brought to life via what else? CGI this time, and he doesn't get punched in the dick, yet still somehow goes down like a chump. Even more so this time. Somehow. Let's see, who else do we got here? Ah! Raiden
Tadanobu Asano.
is taken more seriously. No Johnny Cage, and Kung Lao
Max Huang.
actually tested their might at one point.
Test your might.
Reptile is neat, but he needed to die. It's in his contract. Iconically having his heart ripped out by the real star of the show, Kano.
Josh Lawson.
He was absolutely hilarious. Every scene, one-liner, and mannerism right up until he gets the iconic red laser eye is flawless. You'll love him. You will. Yes, there are a lot of characters to give development to, and they managed to do so. The acting was cranked up to 20, but hey, they all looked the part. Amazing costumes and makeup. Amazing. Oh, yeah. Plot-wise, It's a basket of cookies and their cutter's fun. It runs down what's needed. The locations, the gore, the lines.
Round 1. Fight!
Finish him.
Fatality. Flawless victory. Get over here!
But how unfortunately, I did not hear one Toasty. I can't be too hung up on this though. When we got all those fatalities. Kano ripping out Reptile's heart.
You fucking beauty.
The Kung Lao Buzzsaw Hat Drag. The Shang Soul Suck. Liu Kang's Dragon. Jack's Head Poppin'.
Yeah, these motherfuckers work.
And of course, Scorpion's Morning Breath. See here. The characters were somewhat fleshed out while not having any flesh wounds having any effect on them. It was the plot that needed fleshing. It was rushed, okay? Every scene that isn't a fight was essentially just the characters rushing through exposition and one-liners. It's 1 hour and 50 minutes, but somehow feels like 1 hour and 30 minutes. That feels like originally like a 2 hour and 15 minutes movie, just poorly edited and chopped down. I laughed and cheered when I was supposed to, and keeping to the theme, I'll rush through the plot with you now. We open in 17th century gritty Japan. Sub-Zero icyclettes Scorpion's family, killing him as well, sending him to hell, and Raiden saves his baby. Fast forward to present day, I think. MMA wannabe Cole runs into Jax. They share their birthmark bits while fleeing from a beefed out Sub-Zero exposition. He finds Sonya, who has Kano tied up in the back. Exposition. Reptile fight. Exposition. We're at Raiden's temple for exposition. And training. Exposition. About each their superpowers, aka Arcana. Or Arcana. It's one of those. But poor Sonya can't. She's not chosen. Enter the bad guys for some exposition. They want to take over our world and slave humanity. Fight the bad guys. Need to discover their Arcana to beat them. They discover Arcana and beat them. And then finally, the Sub-Zero v Scorpion fight we've been itching for since that trailer dropped. Sure, I maybe hath missed a moment or two, but maybe this in turn will get you to actually go watch the flick and gain an opinion for yourself. And if that's already happened, I want to hear about it. Let me know in the comments or on my Facebook /Dr. T Show. And throw me a little like while you're there, why don't you? Or else.
Too bad you will die.
So excellently fun. That is unless you're an actual Mortal Kombat fan, which you somewhat may need to be to keep up and understand what the outworld is going on. This is the best Mortal Kombat movie so far, though there isn't much competition for that title. Some even saying the best video game movie of all time. The acting isn't ace, but the fighting and choreography and effects make up for it. The fights are heart-racing and will have you holding your breath. It's received so many mixed reviews, but my diagnosis is
8 out of 10.
it feels like it was a longer movie, and for some reason it needed to be cut down, and it was done so poorly. Something that left me the most curious, as in the newer games, will they bring in DLC characters like Freddy Krueger, the Terminator, Predator, and Rambo? One can dream. Who do you think should be the new DLC character introduced into the games? Pennywise the Clown? The Mask? Voldemort? Let me know in the comments. I desperately want to know. Please? I need friends.